So now let us see some more examples to get a good practice. Okay. So if you take this example, so as usually first of all we have to find out first of every non-terminal. So here first of every non-terminal, for example S. So first of S is what? So here A is there. So first of A will become first of S. So first of A is what? A and B. So A and B. Okay. Then first of A. So first of A is again A and B. Okay. So this is first table for this given grammar. So now, so directly also you can construct. So whenever you are at S, first of S is what? Either A or B. So A, so under A we are going to write down S of S arrow AA, and under B also you are writing S of AA, because same production is giving either A as a first or B as a first. Okay. So that is why same production we are adding under these two terminals. Then next one under, now for A, now for A how you will write? Same A and B. So this A you got from this production actually. So important thing is this terminal you got from which production, that is important. So this A you got from this production, so only that production you will write under that terminal. So that is why A arrow small a capital A. Now what about B? B you got from this production actually. So that is why A arrow B we are writing under B actually. So this is the parse table first of all. Now is it LL1 grammar or not? So because you don't have any multiple entries, so this will become LL1 grammar. Okay. Now these places is what actually? Error. Okay. So this one is LL1 grammar. Now let us check this grammar. Okay. So here first of all you have to find out first for every non-terminal. So here for S first try to find out. So first of S is what? Either A, and here first symbol is B actually. So first of B is what? So first of B is actually B, B, or in B place if you substitute epsilon, then A will become first, right? So A also we have to add. Is it clear? So that is first of S actually. Now first of A is what? First of A either A or epsilon. Okay. Now next first of B is what? First of B is either B or epsilon. Okay, this is straightforward. But whenever you have epsilon, what you have to do? Whenever you have epsilon, we have to find out follow of, right? So that is what also we will find out initially only. So follow of that particular symbol. So for which non-terminals we will find out? Only wherever you have epsilon for those non-terminals. So here you have epsilon, so follow of A. So follow of A is what? So follow of A. Here follow of S actually. So follow of S, this is the start symbol, so dollar will be there, first thing. Then A is not exist anywhere, so that's it. Now A is also exist here, follow of A again follow of S, so same dollar. Now A exists here, follow of A will become follow of A only, so that is why only dollar symbol exists here. So that is the follow of A. Now follow of B is what? So follow of B, so here we have a B, then who is there after B? A is there, terminal A, so A you can add. Now here B is there, follow of B is actually follow of B only, so that is why only terminal is A actually. Okay. Now basing on this follow and fast, let us try to fill this parse table. So here this one, this A you got from this production, so S arrow A capital A. Next this B you got from this production, that means from this production only, so that is why S arrow B A A. So of course this B you got from this production by substituting B with this one here, but this one from this production only you got this one, that is why always we will write this one. Or otherwise if this is S row, all productions in that S row, LHS part definitely same S. So whatever be the non-terminal you have, non-terminal row, that non-terminal only will exist in the LHS part. That is the blind rule, because that non-terminal only you are expanding. So that is why same non-terminal will exist in that particular non-terminal row actually. Okay. Then we have A again, but this A you got from where actually? From this production actually. So from this production means in place of B if you substitute epsilon, that means actual production is this one. So that is why S arrow B A capital A we will write under A also. So that is why S arrow B A capital A. Here itself you can stop the process to just tell the given grammar is LL1 or not, because here we have multiple entries, right? Or you no need to come up to here also. By whenever you are constructing this one, whenever you have same terminal, then you can stop the process, because definitely under this terminal, under this A, two productions you are going to add. How many times this is repeated, that many productions definitely will exist in that cell. So that is why here itself you can stop and you can tell given grammar is LL1 grammar, and you can tell given grammar is not LL1 grammar. But here also you can tell here itself, if every non-terminal first don't have any repeated terminal in that set, then here itself you can tell this is a LL1 grammar. So that is why you no need to construct parse table to just tell given grammar is LL1 or not. If you want LL1 parse table, then only you can go here. Okay. Now anyhow let us try to complete the table. So here next A is there here. So this A you got from this production. So A arrow capital A, small a capital E. Then next epsilon is there, that is why we find the follow of. Next epsilon is there, that is why we find the follow of A. Under dollar we are going to write down this production, that is A arrow epsilon. Now same way B also, under B this production we are going to add, because first of this one is B you got, so that is why B arrow small b capital B. Now here epsilon is there, so that is why we find out follow of B. So under A we are writing this production, that is why B arrow epsilon. Then because here we have a multiple entries, so this is not a LL1 grammar, not LL1 grammar actually. Okay. So again we can tell given grammar is LL1 or not without constructing parse table. In first table, if you have same terminal for any set, for any first of non-terminal, then you can tell that is not LL1 grammar. If there is no repeated terminal in any set, then you can tell that is LL1 grammar. Okay. Now let us try to construct for this also. So here in this case, first try to find out first of every terminal. So first of E if you find, first of E meaning is first of T, first of T meaning, so first of T we have to find, first of T meaning is first of F, so first of F you have to find. First of F is what actually? Open brace comma ID. Then this will become first of T also, that is what? Open brace ID. Then this will become first of E also. So this is what same grammar we already seen in the earlier discussion when we are discussing first. Now first of E dash, so first of E dash is what? Plus comma epsilon. So whenever you have a epsilon, we have to find out the follow, right? So follow of E dash is what? So follow of E dash is actually follow of E. So follow of E here exists, here E exists. That means follow of E is what? closed brace. So, closed brace, then E is the starting symbol. So, since E is the starting symbol, you are going to have dollar also. Then E exists here also. So, E exists here means follow of E is what? First of T dash. So, that is what? Star. Then here if you substitute epsilon here, this also you can substitute, right? If you substitute epsilon here, follow of E will become follow of T actually. Okay. So, E not exist nowhere else. So, that is why this is the follow of E dash. Now, T completed, T dash. So, first of T dash is what? Star comma epsilon. Because we have a epsilon, we have to find out follow of T dash also. So, follow of T dash is what? So, here we have T dash. Follow of T dash will become follow of T. So, T exists here and here. So, follow of T will become first of E dash actually. So, first of E dash is what? Plus. Now, in the first of E dash, if you substitute epsilon here, then T is the only one. So, follow of T will become follow of E also. So, follow of E is what actually? Closed brace comma dollar, because that is the starting symbol. Now, we are at here. So, follow of E dash is over. So, here also T is there, here also E dash. So, same thing we are going to get. So, this is the follow of T dash actually. Okay. So, now F also we find out. So, with this we can construct the parse table. But before constructing the parse table, we can tell given one is LL1 grammar or not. So, you can check like this. So, is there any repetition in this set? No. So, here is there any repetition? Plus is there, and here closed brace dollar. So, overall there is no repetition. Then here no repetition, and here also no repetition, then here no repetition. So, given grammar is LL1 grammar. Definitely you are not going to have multiple entries in this parse table. So, let us try to construct anyhow. So, this closed brace we got from this production. So, under closed brace E arrow T E dash we are going to add. Then next under ID also same production we are going to add, because this ID you got from first of T, right? Okay, from this you got. So, that is why from here to here, from here to here. So, under ID also same production we are using, T E dash. Then next if you come to E dash row, then under plus, this plus you got from this one. So, under E dash, under plus E dash arrow plus T E dash. Then next under closed brace. So, under closed brace here. So, this you got from where actually? From epsilon you got it. So, that is why this production we are going to write. So, E dash epsilon. Now, under dollar also same thing. So, E dash epsilon. Okay. Then if you come to T, under open brace, from this production you got it. So, T arrow F T dash. Then under ID also we will write same production, T arrow F T dash. Okay. Then next if you come to T dash under star, so star you got from this one directly, right? So, that is why T dash arrow star F T dash. Then epsilon, that means we are going for follow. So, plus we got from this one only actually. So, under plus we will write, under plus we will write T dash arrow epsilon, and under closing brace also we will write T dash arrow epsilon, and under dollar also we will write T dash arrow epsilon. Okay. Then next if you come to F, open brace, so this one F arrow, this is straightforward. Then under ID, from this production we got it, so F arrow ID. So, parse table don't have any multiple entries, so this will become LL1 grammar. Okay. So, in that way we will decide. So, now let us try to find out for this also. So, here what we are doing is we are giving production numbers, this is first production, second production, third, fourth and fifth. Okay. So, now here first we are finding for every non-terminal. So, S, first of S is what? So, first of S open brace A. Okay. Then first of L is what? So, first of L will become first of S actually. So, that is why open brace A. Now, first of L dash is what? So, first of L dash here comma and epsilon. Because we have epsilon, we are going for follow for that particular non-terminal L dash. Okay. So, follow of L dash is what? Follow of L dash, here L dash is there, follow of L dash will become follow of L. So, now follow of L, here L is there, so closing brace, L is followed by closing brace. So, only here it will exist. Now, L dash will exist here also. So, follow of L dash will become same thing, so closed brace. Now, by using this one, let us try to fill this parse table. So, here also you can decide no multiple entries, no repeated terminals, no repeated terminals, here also no repeated terminals. So, you can tell directly this is LL1 grammar. Now, let us try to fill this table. So, this you got from this one. So, under open brace first production we are going to use. So, production number 1, then under A also, under A second production actually, okay, second production. Then next, if you take L under open brace third production we are using, even under A also we are using third production. Okay. Then next, under L dash comma is the first, so that is why from fourth production, so that is fourth one. Now, because we have a epsilon here, so we are going for follow. So, under closed brace, so we are using fifth production. So, here fifth production, and here because it do not have any multiple entries, so this is LL1 grammar. Okay. So, in this way we are going to construct the parse tables. Okay. So, here one thing we have to remember, first of all, how many productions are there in a grammar? At least that many entries we are going to have in a parse table. Okay, because every rule you have to cover in the entire parse table somewhere. So, that is why at least that many entries will be there. How many n number of productions are there? At least n entries we are going to have in a parse table like this. Okay, some cells is empty and this is entry 1, 2 like this. So, how many productions are there? That means how many rules are there in a grammar? That many entries will be there in a parse table at least. That means more than that also possible. That means some rules you are going to repeat actually. So, here you can see this rule is repeated and this rule is repeated. Here you can see third rule is repeated, that means third production is repeated. So, that is why at least n productions, and every production you are going to cover at least once in the parse table. Okay. So, that is about the parse table. So, in this way we are going to construct the parse table. Basing on the parse table we are going to decide given grammar is LL1 or not.